Today we're in Prenzlauer Berg for the second episode of What Are People Wearing in Berlin. And we're gonna do some people watching. I'm gonna show you around a little bit. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite places that I like to go around here. And in the end, I'm going to draw some people that we see and make a poster illustration out of it. But first we're gonna have pizza. I love this corner store. It's like a kiosk or a späti with little snacks and drinks inside. And on the outside they have all these flowers that you can go pick yourself, and the prices are by stem. And I see so many people here carrying these giant bouquets. It's amazing.
Oh, that's like a lot of work because I moved a long time ago.
It's not like they don't wait for us.
For the big ass. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
A lemon poppy seed from my favorite ice cream store. They have all vegan flavors and really nice flavors, because normally when you go like to an ice cream place they always have something vegan but not very exciting ones. Here there's always something new. They change the flavors every day or every couple of days, and yeah, you can always try something exciting.
Too shaky.
So Prenzlauer Berg, as you've seen, is really beautiful. It's clean compared to some other areas of Berlin. It's got so many beautiful buildings. It's mostly like residential area. Lots of nice cafes and shops and restaurants. It's really lively. So people living there, they are on the wealthier side. They look very like bohemian and like very into culture and arts and crafts and so on. You can see they have their stuff under control altogether, but still appreciate a little bit of a loose Berlin scene. There's a bunch of expats. You can really like feel super at home speaking in English there. Like it's one area in Berlin where I feel most comfortable not speaking German. Also working there. So I work in a shop there twice a week, in a beautiful design shop. So I think I have a good idea of what the typical Prenzlauer Berg person is, just because I spend so much time there and I look around and people come in. Yeah, they appreciate how things are made, like eco stuff, you know, kind of like hippie hipster also, but a bit older and not scruffy, very put together. So it's interesting. It's a nice place for me to do my research regarding what people are interested in buying, also like with illustration stuff, because I'm there in a shop as it's my side job, like trying to get the money that I can't really get yet enough doing illustration. But I use that time very well, I think, to do also some research on what to be careful or what to include into planning when I do my own products with illustration. So just very specific thing that I have been observing is like people buying greeting cards, and many people come in the shop asking for greeting cards specifically, and then I show them where we have them, and there's a few options. There's also my postcards that are for sale there, but they are all just like normal postcard and then illustration on one side. But if they're looking for a greeting card, they're really looking for, there has to be a text on what the greeting card is supposed to be. It's really funny to me because I would think, okay, you can like just pick a nice drawing and you write down your message on the other side. But most people really look for the text that's on the greeting card already, like congratulations or happy birthday, and the drawing or design is the second thing that they consider. So it's very good insight for me. While the shop is not busy, I already sketched some people yesterday, and there was this fancy lady, older lady in a red gingham dress, and a kid, of course, and she was probably just at the eco market, which is there on Thursdays, and a squirrel. I haven't seen any, but I can imagine there's squirrels and no rats in Prenzlauer Berg. I don't know if that's true, that's just what I imagined from visiting there, because it's so fancy. And there's this older man buying these giant flowers at the shop that I showed you yesterday. And then of course there's a bunch of parents with kids strapped onto them. Lots of ice cream consumption. So I'm going to draw some more people now. I'm also going to include some people that I know that live there or lived there in that area. to include them in the poster. And tomorrow is Saturday, so I think I'm gonna go there again to Prenzlauer Berg because there is a nice market on Kohlwitzstraße, and I'll show you around. And I also want to go to a nice cafe that I know is close to there and I haven't been yet. Today drawing, tomorrow more fun. These two, they're so cool, Sissy and Pat. I'm gonna show them to you on Instagram. They are like a couple, and they have like a second-hand vintage shop here in Berlin called Out of Use Berlin, where they like resell stuff, like vintage stuff that they find in like markets around Europe and wherever they go, and they're just so cool. They also are as like influencers, but they're so much more than I don't even want to say influencers, because like they're just really good at what they do, and like as a result they get to work with like really nice brands like Chanel and Marni. Like look, this is Sissy. And then also like when you find cool people like that on the internet, they can be intimidating, but I met these guys and they're the nicest ever, and they have a dackel as well.
How does the composition look on the plate? I'm going to finish it with a tiny bit of this lemon oil that I made. I like my...
This is my friend Naoka and her dog Yume, and a lady and her kid is also a new one. So now I'm going to ink all of these, scan, and I'll check in once I'm coloring. Oh, Heidi, please not now.
Oh my god.
Look at the details.
Vielen Dank nochmal. Ja.
Von der Aubergine.
So I'm already coloring the individual people, how I scanned 2 pages together. And I have this little poster from the Mitte, from the first episode of What People Are Wearing, inside, just so I can pick the colors out, because I think it would be quite nice that in the end, with all the posters, the colors kind of match. Still, I'm going to put some new colors into this one, but just majority I would like to keep in the same palette. I love that market so much on Kohlwitzstraße. I'm really starting to love Prenzlauer Berg more and more. Like I loved it all the time. Like it's a really, really beautiful part of Berlin, but I can really see myself living there. I mean, I love Neukölln, but honestly, would also be really nice to kind of graduate from the messy, scruffy Neukölln to Prenzlauer Berg. I don't know. We're looking for an apartment still. We're only here for the next 2 months in Mitte, subletting, while we're looking for a place long term. Can you see how they do cheers here? The mom has a coffee and the kid has a little flask there. I like to put like little funny details like this into my drawings, just so like It's not super obvious from afar, but if you pay attention to it, you find like little funny things. This composition is much harder than it looks. Like this is giving the most issues. Also the last time. This time is a little better because I have some reference. Okay, I just had a crazy realization. I was just painting, I mean putting together this composition of all the people, and then I remembered just recently on the internet I found this scandal happened where some illustrator was commissioned to illustrate a poster for some Spanish brand or organization about something beach body themed, and it's supposed to be all inclusive and everything, but they illustrated very realistically certain people, real people, onto the poster. They just used their Instagram photos. So it was like really obviously it was these people, and then I realized like I put Sissy and Pat in here. And of course it's not very realistically how I draw people, but still it's kind of obvious it's them. So I'm gonna, I mean they're super nice and friendly, but just because I just recently heard about this thing, I'm really worried about getting in trouble for this copyright stuff. So I'm gonna have to edit them out and I'm gonna send them these illustrations separately, just because I'm planning on printing this thing and selling it. I don't want to risk having any trouble. I think it's good to be safe, just because they are quite famous, and I also drew the brands they're wearing here. Like it's obviously a Marni bag here, it's Bottega Veneta boots, and I normally like draw the brand stuff, but it's never really super realistic, or never really like exact model. Or I'm gonna draw something else to fill the space there, but I do really love Sissy and Pat. No, I think it's always, especially if you are planning on selling stuff, like always have to be careful. Just now, after hearing all these copyright stories, whenever I'm gonna draw people now on the things that I sell, like if it's not a private commission, or if it's not like obviously you have to draw this in this person and it's made sure that the people know about it and are compensated fairly, I'm just gonna do little changes and not make them look obviously dumb. My friend Naoko, like she doesn't look very much like her, and also her dog not very much like her, and she's not wearing any clothes that she normally wears, or any of these other brands here. Maybe LPG, but the logo is not really close to what it is. Am I just paranoid now? Probably. Yeah, one more person here. I'm gonna go look through the footage from today from the market and draw someone from the market. Okay, I'm adding these two because they're typical Prenzlauer Berg. Okay, here we go, a quick overview. These two cool friends. I love this little straw bag with a flower and the skirt. The flower guy from the flower shop that I showed you. And then a kid picking up one flower. The stylish granny at the market. Of course there's a mom with a coffee and a kid with a little bottle. Of course, like a bunch of these around Prenzlauer Berg. A pregnant lady for sure. This cool lady with a leopard dress and a fancy dog. All the dogs are super fancy there. And this is my friend Naoko and her Shiba Yume. A guy with a kid strapped on, both of them having ice cream. LPG shopping bag, of course. And some pigeons. So this is it for this Prenzlauer Berg video. I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit around the area and seeing some of the people. I always love going there, and yeah, I also had great fun people watching and drawing these guys. I hope you like the poster result. Of course, when I have all the illustrations for all the areas in Berlin that I want to go to and document for you, I'm going to get these posters printed and hopefully manage to sell them in some shops around here. Also make postcards, and yeah, also hopefully set up my online shop very soon. I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know if you have any recommendations for any areas that you would like to see me next. And see you next Sunday.
I can't let you go, baby.